Hi, Serena from Room to Breathe here. I wanted to share with you a technique that I use on days where it feels like every little step is challenging. On days like that, I know it can be really tough to work in your self care practices or the other things that you want to create as habits, but sometimes fall by the wayside when things get busy or tough. So I wanted to share a technique that I use. It's called the marble jar technique. And I want to give credit to the book Atomic Habits by James Clear. This is where I learned of this idea. The idea behind the marble jar is you think of the habits that are going to support you in whatever your goals are. I like to make these goals my self-care goals or things I know are going to make me happier, healthier, that sort of thing. And so they're more internal goals than they are like other people's expectations, like things I have to do at work or something. So then what you do is you can use marbles, you could use paper clips, but you've got two jars. One full starts full, the other starts empty. And then every time you do something that supports this habit, you transfer some number of marbles from one jar to the other. You could do one. If it's a really big thing, you could do five. It's your choice. And the idea is once you get the marbles from one jar over to the other, then you get to reward yourself in some way. So you could, give yourself the day off. You could buy that book you've been looking at, that kind of thing. Whatever for you supports that habit and also feels like a reward that you're working toward. The other thing I love about this is with some habits, you can't really see progress right away. Like an example of this is meditation. It's so good for us, and it really does build so many positive neurobiological connections and such. But it tends to be something where the build is pretty slow. So this is the kind of thing where you could use the marbles for. So every time you take a moment mindfully, you could put a marble from one jar to the other. Every time you show up to morning meditation, you could do five marbles, something like that, so that you're really seeing the progress that you're making. It's kind of like instant gratification, you know, with marbles. So I wanted to share this because I've really benefited from it, especially on days where I feel like, recording this now in the winter. It's a deep freeze. We're just coming out of a pandemic. Some days it just feels like I don't know how I can even get a single thing done. But I try to, see that progress and have that little burst of instant gratification by using the marble jars. So I wanted to share that with you. I hope that maybe you find it helpful, and I hope I'll get to see you in class or meditation soon. We fully add some marbles for taking care of yourself in that way. All right, thanks so much. Take care.